Hello, everyone. I am Sonia Cato Howard. Thank you for joining eWomen Facebook Live. Thank you for just being here. I'm partnering with Kimmy McNeese, aka K-Mac. We are doing eWomen. We help women live happy, healthy, and hopeful. And you can catch her on tomorrow night and me every Wednesday night, and of course every first and third Tuesday we are on. We have a meetup where we are online for at 9 p.m. Tonight I want to talk about. I want to ask you the question: who do you miss? Many of us have loved ones who are no longer with us. Moms, dads, children, friends, other family members, and even pets. And we miss them so much. And our lives have changed a lot and will never be the same because of the imprint that they have made on our lives. And their place has slowly been filled with other things. And it's amazing and yet rude how the world just goes on without them, without missing a beat. Someone else living in their home, someone else wearing their clothes, someone else driving their cars, and even sitting at their desk. And sometimes we say, I can't imagine my life without my spouse, my child, or my parents. Well, this is life without our loved ones. And it keeps going on. So, who do you miss? I miss my mom. My mom, she died from cancer at the age of 45. And this year I'll be 50, and it's been 23 years. My mom definitely had her faults, but I love my mom because she believed in me and she always encouraged me. And we talked every day, sometimes several times a day. We laughed a lot. I love my mom's cooking. And my mom always helped me in life and always had my back. And when she died, my world just turned upside down. And I didn't know how to really exist without her. And so one thing that really, I cried for probably 7 months after my mom died. And off and on for another 10 years. And I finally figured out a routine with holidays and birthdays after 10 years. And one thing that really got me through was my dreams. I dreamed about my mom almost every other day for 10 years. And in the beginning, she really wouldn't say anything to me at all, but just smile at me. But at some point, I always thought that she was on a trip, and so I would always ask, where have you been? I have so much to tell you. But then I would realize that it was a dream, and then I would get so upset and start kissing her and telling her how much I missed her and get upset. But of course, God was my real rock that got me through that process to relieve my pain. And I really never really needed God until my mom died, because my mom was my everything. And so my mom really was the reason that I had to go to God, for relief. And because of her death, I no longer take life for granted. I teach my kids and prepare them to be independent of me and to rely on God during those hard times. I teach them to figure out, their issues, to pray, to go to church so they can learn about God, to get their money right so that they don't have to depend on anyone. And I teach them things like not using credit cards and saving and investing. I teach them to travel and see the world before they have a spouse and have children. And I teach them not to let anyone treat them bad. Don't even waste their time with someone like that. And I teach them that to love, do a career that you love so you won't have to, when you get 40, start all over and find something that you love, but just go to school for that. And because of my mom's death, I spend quality time with my children. We kiss and we hug and we go on vacation together. And because I am aware that tomorrow is not promised to me, I live my life to the fullest. So my mom's death has definitely had a great impact on my life in a lot of good ways. So, who do you miss? And what did you do together? And what do you miss most about them? How have they impacted your life? And most importantly, how has them leaving you impacted your relationship with God? It's okay to think about your loved ones and to remember them, because they have had an important part in your life. And it's even healthy to cry and release the pain, because this is life without them today. I know my mom would be so proud of me and everything that I've achieved. This year my mom would be 66. She died very young. And I know she would be a great grandma. I know she and I would be closer and would be friends and would have fun together. I know that she would have a closer relationship with God. And finally, I would have an opportunity to help her with all the things that she helped me with. But she's not here, right? But I must live my life well anyway. I recently went to see my therapist. You know, I see a therapist from time to time because when you're pouring into other people, you still have to have someone to help you sort through your ideas and things that you're going through. And the last couple of weeks, I've been dreaming about my mom, because my dreams had slacked up in the last 2 years, where I've only dreamed about her every 6 months. And so now recently that I've been dreaming about her, as soon as I see her, I just start crying and just get devastated in my dreams, to the point where, you know how a baby cries and they can't catch their breath? Yeah, I'm crying like that. And so I'm waking up in my dream crying. And so I went to my therapist and she gave me some suggestions, and I wanted to share them with you in case I am speaking to someone who may be still missing someone who is no longer with us or grieving. So one of the suggestions is to get a photo album of make a photo album of them and go through it, reminisce, think about the things, the time that you shared together. Visit their gravesite. I was kind of told not to do this because I did it quite a bit, but my therapist is now saying if I need to do that, go do that. Begin your day purposely thinking about that person and the things that you've learned from them in the morning. Just start your day off. That way you're giving yourself permission to grieve. Something that keeps something close to you that reminds you of them. Create a memory book. A memory book is different than a photo album because, you can put anything in a memory book. You can journal about your thoughts about your loved one. You can record your dreams in this journal. You can create a memory quilt. You can get these off of Groupon. You can donate to a charity in their honor. Like, for example, my mom died from cancer, so I can find some type of grieving daughters and donate something in her name. All of these things can help you with grieving, and I think that if you do these things, it'll help you get through what you're going through. For me, also you can take a yoga class. My daughter's been trying to get me to take this yoga class forever because it'll help you to focus your thoughts. And hopefully these are some ideas that can help you with the grieving process. So many of you know about my abortion experience because I talk about that freely, but you don't know that I also lost a baby 10 years ago. I was 5 months pregnant, and I believed that it was a boy because I had prayed so hard for a boy, and it really hurt me. And I miss my son even today, and even though I never met him. I had 2 friends who were pregnant at the same time as I, and we were all excited about our new addition to the family. And today, one of my friends had a boy and one had a daughter. And every time I see them, I'm reminded of how old my son would have been today. But my son is not here. He didn't make it. And this is what life is without him. I didn't buy a new car seat to put in the car. I didn't drop him off at daycare in the morning on my way to work. I didn't deal with after school care, running there before 6 o'clock. And today I'm not involved with any little league sports or anything like that because he's not here. But I did plant a tree for my son and my aborted baby in my front yard of my house. And I tell you, it gives me so much joy to see those trees because they're big and they're like 10 years old or older, and they're huge, and I love to see them because it reminds me of my babies. So, who do you miss? It's okay to miss your loved one and to think about them. And in fact, it's healthy for you to grieve. Properly, that is. And some of you may need to see a therapist or join a support group to help you get through this tough time. And even if it's been a while, you are allowed to grieve. I know a lot of you ladies have had abortions and probably have not properly grieved that process of those babies, but you are allowed to grieve your babies. It's your baby. You don't have to just walk away and act like it never happened. And so, if you are missing your loved one, it is okay. That's what I am saying. And I hope that this message helps you. And be blessed. Thank you for listening. And don't forget to catch my girl Kimmy tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Thanks.